So we're always talking about a witch wound, and there's so many other types of wounds that mirror that. But here's the thing: a witch is not a person. A witch is a function. And when you think about someone talking about the witch wound, it's actually anything that rejected the agendas that were trying to be put in place. Anything that any of the wording of the doctrine of what that person was, of the thing that was rejecting, or the person that was rejecting the things that were trying to be put in place, was considered heresy. So a witch wound is not really it's not about a person being a witch. The word witch is not about a person. It's about an energy that you hold. And the heresy is the words that you speak that goes against the thing that you do not support. So let's get that part clear. There are many people who carry, aka a wound or witch wound, from being rejected. So it's technically not a witch wound. It is a rejection wound. It is a persecution wound. It is a wound that courageous people may have dealt with from standing in their power, speaking their truth, allowing spirit to move through them, and not being able to be fully received. Even people acting as though they receive you, but because they were so hardwired in the practice and so loyal to things that were not serving them, like different beliefs and religious practices, they chose what they knew instead of what they did not know. Yet, when people are concerned about losing their lives, plagues and different things like that, they will always call in the person that they know that has the answer. You would think that the person who is the healer, is the intuitive, the person who is connected to spirit would be the one that would be more embraced. But that person being open to actually hear and do the work of spirit is limitless. So it can seem very scary. It can almost feel uncontrollable. And at a time when government officials and churches were trying to put things in place, they needed everything to be under their control. Now, let's talk about today. In today's time, we are at a very pivotal point. I've spoken about this in many videos. Many other intuitives, coaches, spiritual leaders, tarot readers, oracle readers, we've all talked about this, okay? We're at a time where people are understanding that there's something beyond structures, way beyond structures. We understand that there's something that we're supposed to be feeling and experiencing, and we're seeking those things outside of structures and bounds that have limited us to be able to do that. There are people who are saying within spirituality, there's no rules. There's plenty of rules. You just don't know those rules, and you aren't in practice of those rules, because if you were, you would understand that the rules don't play. You think the rules and belief systems that you practiced before don't play? The rules on the cosmic level, universal level, with spirit, do not play with you. And so saying that there are no rules, you can do what you want to do. But you choose not to because you understand the ramifications, the results of your actions is not going to be something that you may not want it. What you send out, you might not want to receive that back. What you say out of your mouth about somebody else, you may not want that to result in your life. You understand that it's not to play with. And then with this murkiness, making the water murky within spirituality, is all a trick. This is what they did before. This is when they wanted feminine figures that were highly respected to be brought down. It was normally within their circle, within their tribe, within the group, their culture. It was someone who came in as a friend, came in as an ally, and then basically was able to tell the powers that be, or who they thought the powers that be, or the people that they were helping, the how to get into that person's good graces, their circle, and have influence. Why am I making this video? We're all trying to, or people are trying to heal a witch wound. It's not a witch wound. It's a rejection wound. It is it's a persecution wound. It is literally what we've seen almost every day on this planet in smaller levels. Anything that goes against the agenda that has been put in place, anything that does not promote fear, anything that does not yield a high level of instability, for anything that does not support the agenda, is persecuted. Automatically. I don't care who you are, what you're doing, and even the making it look like it's a certain culture that is being persecuted more. You're being shown, you're being told, you are witnessing what it is that is put in front of your face more and more every day. We see this in movies. I'll give you an example. The other day, I started watching 28 Weeks, I believe it is. And in that movie, it's something where they had these, in the beginning of the movie, I didn't even get past the first 7 minutes because I said, I need to be able to sit down and watch this. I said, because like what I saw, I was like, whoa, they had a monkey or ape. I believe it was an ape that was, he was pinned down. He had his hands pinned down, his legs pinned down. He had these things on his head. And they were showing him different monitors of chaos. Okay? Just chaos. Now, I never got to the point to find out why they had him like that. But that's similar to how social media is. We're literally flipping through social media, and then the thing that yells the loudest is the thing that catches our attention, and it's feeding off of our energy, and sometimes making us lose focus as to what we're supposed to be taken care of. Spirituality don't have to be boring. It don't have to be boring. It literally, you don't even have to be peaceful. You want chaos? You can have organized chaos. You can. But you have to understand how things are evolving, how things are put before you to promote an agenda. There's so many people who are like, I remember when in 1999, when it was about to, when the clock was about to go to 2000, the year 2000, they made it seem as though something about the time system that I did not realize was a man-made system yet, because I was not that far in my spiritual journey. They made it seem as though this man-made system, this time system, was going to break all of the computer systems and break different systems that they had in place once the time flipped to the year 2000. It was panic. I was working for a well-known company in HR, and when I tell you they were putting so many different things in place and backing up systems and doing all kind of things because of the fear that had been promoted that everything may just shut down and regress. Because they did not fully understand, the corporate minds that didn't deal with IT issues had no idea how those things worked. And the people who worked with IT was not experienced enough that they had there. They weren't experienced enough to be able to guarantee that they wouldn't have the issue. Because they understood that technology has a mind of its own, even with systems put in place. So, know your wounds. And in knowing those wounds, what they are, stand in your power and release those wounds because they no longer serve you. It's all fear-based. It's all to make you believe that something's going to happen to you that's happened before, and you have the power to choose.